Hi, this is Madeline, and I'm going to be talking about the sport skeleton. Skeleton isn't exactly a typical sport, but the rules are fairly basic. Athletes race around on an ice track on a skeleton, which is actually the name of the sled. The combined weight of the athlete and the sled isn't allowed to exceed 115 kilograms for men and 92 kilograms for women, which works out to 254 pounds and 203 pounds respectively. The athletes complete multiple runs, and the fastest total time is the winner. Most competitions have 2 runs, but the Olympics has 4. The male competitors for the U.S. this year were Matt Antoine, John Daly, and Kyle Tress, and Matt Antoine took bronze. The female competitors were Noelle Pikus-Pace and Katie Eulander. Noelle Pikus-Pace took silver. So here's a look at an actual skeleton run from a World Cup. Okay, so now on to the 3 physics principles. My first principle is that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In skeleton, this applies specifically to the beginning of the race. As you saw in the video, the athletes begin by running and then jumping onto the skeleton. The force they use to push off of the ice is what propels them forward. To do this, they use shoes with many small spikes in order to create enough friction between their feet and the ice. My second principle is Newton's second law. I mentioned earlier that there is a weight limit on the athlete and the skeleton. This isn't because a greater weight generates more force on the way down the track, but rather because it is able to hang on to the momentum it already has. If something has a larger mass, then it requires more force to accelerate it, just as Newton's law says. So a force like wind resistance would have less effect on the heavier skeleton. This is why skeleton athletes will add extra weight to the skeleton until they are as close as possible to the weight limit. Finally, my third principle is centripetal force. When athletes enter a curve, they need centripetal force in order to make the turn. Since there is little friction between the ice and skeleton, they rely on normal force to do the job. This is why they climb so far up the wall while in a curve, and then come back down once it straightens out. That's all, and thanks for watching.